In 1918, under the directorship of Francis B. Harrison and Superintendent George Kindley, Camarines Agricultural School, then a farm school that time, was established offering agricultural courses exclusively for boys. Through the years, with the hardship and visions of the early leaders of this school, coupled with continuous quest for advancement and excellence, the humble beginning of a farm school evolved to become a state university through Republic Act 9717, declaring the state college into a state university in July 2009. But way back in 1977, when Mr. Alvaro Rabina was the superintendent, the research of the college started with Dr. Ciriaco Divina Gracia as a director for extension services, was under Dr. Aniceto Binoya as its director. Dr. Ciriaco and Divina Gracia, the then incumbent research director, established a strong linkage between Camarines Sur Agricultural College and the Philippine Council of Agricultural Resources and Research Development. This linkage led to the college to be the base station of the Bicol Agricultural Research Consortium in 1979. In the same year, Mr. Ravina also affirmed a strong linkage with United States of Agency for International Development that made the college as one of the implementing school of the Agricultural Education Outreach Project. It was AOP, or the Agricultural Education Outreach Project of USAID, which became the first extension program of the College Extension Services, being one of its implementers. In 1982, CISAC was elevated to the state university status and was named as Camarines Sur State Agricultural College, making Mr. Ravina the first state college president serving the institution until 1983. Now being a state university, CISAC was mandated to perform the four functions such as instruction, research, extension, and production. The first director of CBSUA Extension Services was Dr. Aniceto Binoya, followed by Professor Joel Batanes, Dr. Celi Binoya, Professor Charlito Cadag, Professor Salvador Cruzana Jr., Dr. Celi Binoya, Dr. Carmelita N. Cervantes, Dr. Celerino Belisol, and the present Extension Director, Dr. Lorena Hernandez. One of the first strategies in implementing extension services was requiring our Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Education students to immerse in the assisted barangays for 3 months in their 4th year first semester and practice teaching in 2nd semester. Our students then immersed in Barangay Curipili under the supervision of Mr. Andres Foronda.
Our students who were taking agricultural extension as major were fielded in our partner LGUs and partner cooperatives, where they teach the farmers the rudiments of planning, technology, implementation and adaptation, and of course, the whole community development approach.
Establishment of the barangay development laboratories in selected areas was one of the projects implemented to spur economic development in the countryside, wherein agricultural technologies were taught to the farmers such as rice, fruit trees and vegetable production, fish and animal raising, among others.
With those programs, we also gained external funds that help us assist communities and farm families to be more sustainable and resilient in their ways of living.
Extension services specialists serve as extension agents to the communities. They were able to establish PDLs at Barangay Pinit, Binanwaanan, Tagbong, Curi, as well as in other barangays in Pili and also in nearby municipalities.
We partnered with LGUs in the nearby places of Pili. So Pili, Bula, Ocampo, as far as Goa, Tigaon, and then San Fernando. We partner with them in promoting technologies.
Through the division's information unit with its information officer, Professor Patria Boneo, and with the leadership of the Director for Extension Services during that time, Professor Aniceto Binoya, the division was able to publish several issues of Countryside Perspective Journal, the official publication of the Extension Services Division, with the faculty members as contributors of the articles. The radio program was also begun in 1999 entitled Aramon Tabanwaan, wherein Professor Salvador Cruzana was the program host. It was an on-air training course for the listeners who enrolled as participants.
Aramon Tabanwaan din. This was hosted by no other than Dr. Salvador Cruzana Jr. and promoted these technologies to the different parts of the region. And in fact, there are so many graduates of this program.
At the end of every course, a graduation is being held in which the participants gather at the school for their graduation rites.
We have revived the most important component of an extension, which is the communication through radio. We have established the Farmer Science Academy on air, where we could reach far-flung areas through the radio program. This one is a very effective modality so that those far-flung areas could be reached by our technologies. And aside from that, various experts are being exposed to different fields according to the needs of the community.
The Radio Farm program garnered 3 national awards given by the Department of Science and Technology during their National Science and Technology Week. Another national award, the prestigious Bright Leaf Journalism Award, was bestowed to the program host of the radio program. CSAC likewise regularly participates in product fair and exhibits organized by the Commission on Higher Education, Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Agricultural Research, as well as other government and non-government agencies to showcase products and technologies of the college. For an in-house product showcase, the Extension Services established a center called One-Stop Information Shop, wherein the programs and projects of the college is shown in miniature forms or dioramas printed and arranged on panel boards and the like.
We also established the One-Stop Information Shop. Dito sa One-Stop Information Shop, which was headed by Ms. Pat Boneo during the time, we set up an area in the extension office where all technologies that we are showcasing in our school can be seen.
Technology in packaging transfer unit, wherein all the research-based information, technologies, and devices which are generated through research has been packaged to form part of a device for extension.
Together with the different colleges, we pursued the major extension programs such as continuing education and trainings, the extension modality development and dissemination, the technology packaging and transfer, and special projects supporting organic agriculture.
At present, year 2020, the ESD is challenged on how to disseminate relevant information on agriculture and fisheries. This is where the power of digital tools and technologies enables information flow in spite of physical distancing and mobility constraints. The University Extension Services explore simple, available, and accessible and easy to implement information and communication technology solutions such as radio, online, and e-extension platforms.
To all our friends and partners in community development, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. The year 2019 was a life-changing time in my career. I know I found my comfort zone at the CBSU AOADP, working for the promotion and development of organic agriculture. There are still lots of projects and engagements to establish for the OABP sustainability in the university. But the new leadership in the university offered a new path for me, thus this directorship position at the Extension Services Division. Starting 2019 of June, I was transferred to the Extension Services Division, which we fondly call ESD. Since my term commenced almost half of the year already, I inherited the targets and plans of previous leadership. It is where the challenge began. The questions on how am I going to lead a division with limited budget and manpower, yet the Brexit targets, continued requirements for ISO, ISA, SUC leveling, and accreditation are firm and very much due and demandable. The challenge was accepted wholeheartedly. All for CBSUA, I would always say. Guided by the principles of extension and community development, I equated it to agricultural extension, where there is the passing of baton from human resource development to the transfer of technology and knowledge from research centers to the stakeholders. The programs, projects, and activities we are implementing now are all inspired by the critical limitations that COVID-19 has passed on to us. I would say perfection comes when we choose to live productively. We became more dynamic. Through our ESD-GI simply refers to us extension services going interactive, but also connotes engaging ships with a difference. So give in. Is CBSUA ESD's offering to reach out more clients in a more acceptable mode? Everything in ESD metamorphosed. 1. In continuing education, the transfer of knowledge and information through seminar series on air and online, making it more captivating now. We were more visible than before. Why? First, the ESD maintains 2 radio programs. The Umaagring Kita, aired through DWNX 91.1 FM every Sunday 5 to 6 a.m. and the Boom Agrinegosyo under DWOS 103.9 every Saturday at 7 to 8 in the morning. Both are aired side by side through FB live streaming. There is an enhancement in the way we are being followed. Since we are always eager to deliver actively, capacity building training workshop was done to learn some more strategies on how we can make our radio magazines more appealing. Number 2, although the physical face-to-face mode of training is limited, we still do it for the benefit of those stakeholders who do not have the capacity to go online. However, to expand our participants, it is being done together with a coverage of live streaming and online via our FB page in a synchronous manner. Another approach that we are doing is the asynchronous way of learning. Recorded videos and training modules are distributed to the different learning groups managed by the barangays. We connect with our barangay officials to assist us in the conduct of the training. Soon, we will be distributing print modules duly prepared by our faculty extensionists. Last March, we sponsored a training workshop for the development of training modules. Another aspect that we engage in is the networking and linkages. We tried to expand our partnership and collaboration with LGUs, government, non-government agencies, and private organizations and individuals, plus academic institutions, both from the local and international level. Example, we partnered with UP Diliman and CLSU, and some universities in the ASEAN regions like Meiju University, National Chongqing University, and University Moria Kudos, to name a few. We collaborated with the Department of Agriculture and Agricultural Training Institute, Department of Agrarian Reform, and Department of Education in the implementation of some of our projects. Several LGUs like Pili, Sipokot, Kabusaw, Calabanga, Naga City, and Pasacao agreed with us to make the life of the community members progressive. They became our partners in the implementation of extension programs proposed by the different colleges. They become source of funds, manpower, and services. In fact, this October, we will be starting with the financial literacy program with Kabusaw in partnership or supported by the Land Bank Countryside Development Foundation Incorporated. Another engagement that ESD is undergoing is on technology packaging. The following were developed or reprinted: brochures and flyers, video materials of trainings that may have been conducted before and in the future. Monitoring and evaluation is one of the aspects that we are to give importance. With the trainings conducted, the next is looking for adapters. So dispersals and provision of some inputs like planting materials, raw materials, and farm tools and supplies were distributed to barangays, and university project for the establishment and enhancement of in-campus and off-campus demonstration projects. They become now our adapters. Strengthening of assessment and demonstration project is another one, as required for ISO, ISA, and SUC leveling. Financial statements and ROI shall be generated. Impact assessment of projects implemented for more than 3 years now are in place. This is in support to our upcoming audit and evaluation. Whatever it is that we are trying to accomplish, these are all dedicated to our community. Extension and advisory services becomes our way of life. Let us be partners. Small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world, as stated by Howard Zinn. And last, when you believe in us, we become more effective and efficient. So those are some of the engagement we will be undergoing for the rest of my directorship. Thank you and magandang umaga po sa ating lahat.
Even with the threat of the pandemic, with the cooperation of the colleges and campuses, we will be able to perform our university's mandate of engaging and empowering communities in order to uplift their standard of living.